What's up guys, Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today we're doing a K3 Soju VOD review. He's looking majestic there with the light hitting him through the window. But Soju did a pretty long stream today, played a decent amount of comps, and played this comp that he played this game actually a couple of times. And it's a comp that I want to talk about. It's kind of like one of the more under the radar options this patch. It's if you go on TFT Academy, you're not going to see it. TFT, this is the comp that Dish Soap TFT Academy doesn't want you to know about. But I'm here for the little guy, the TFT player, the everyman TFT player. So, I mean, let's watch this VOD and talk about this comp, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting. It's an interesting take on kind of a comp that we have seen more play. That saw a lot of play last patch. You know, we had the Executioner Rengar comp last patch. Rengar got nerfed pretty hard, I would say. And so since then, this version has actually kind of gotten a lot stronger and has really been elevated as the best way to play around Rengar. And, well, I mean, Jinx is the thumbnail. So Jinx as well. It's like a Rengar Jinx reroll comp. It's funny, Soju actually calls Veigar, he says, Veigar, I must. Then this other guy calls Veigar. They have a Veigar, they have a tier here, they have trade sector, and he actually calls it, locks it in basically. And then Soju's like, okay, never mind, I'm going to play Rengar. And he pivots the idea, which honestly works well for him. He has a Titan's Resolve half Hodge, so like he actually does have really good Rengar items. The BIS has not really changed at all on Rengar. You're still going Titan's Resolve, BT, Hand of Justice. And then the only difference is that nowadays you are playing less for this super vertical Executioner style of Rengar, and you're playing for a version that actually plays Jinx. You can play more for like vertical Street Team in Rengar. It's pretty cool. So yeah, Soju actually wins that fight, and after winning and having the 2-star, Kindred says, actually, I'm just going to pre-level here, and decides to play a random Dynamo backline with this. It's a nice opener, actually. He doesn't really... He needs a glove. Hopefully, he'll be able to get that, though it seems a little unlikely that he'll be able to get it off Carousel. I mean, to be fair, most of the reroll options that people are playing this game are not that hyped for glove. You know, there's a Vayne player, there's a Veigar player. Both of those comps are not very glove reliant, so we might actually feel okay about potentially getting the glove off Carousel. Maybe, we'll see. If we can, we're very happy. But yeah, for now, we are playing our strongest board here, just trying to win as many fights as possible, save HP. I do really feel like Executioners is a comp where you don't love just like, say, like full open into Executioners. You can do it just because, you know, this Rengar unit can just farm late game board, so you can lost streak into it. It just does definitely feel better when you get there with a little bit of HP, just because you need a lot of gold to get there. It's not one of those comps where you're going to hit like at the beginning of stage 4. You're often hitting it, you know, like end of stage 4, early stage 5, though we have Econ Augment here, so we'll see. Also, Soju barely winning that fight with the Morgana damage like a beast, actually insane here. So like we talked about, glove open on Carousel, it's definitely the take if we can get it. We cannot, so we're looking at potentially sword here. And yeah, we do end up just taking the sword here. Sword can be solid Rengar item, it can be solid Varus item. I mean, if we had to make a slam here, we could make Shojin, but I don't think we are going to make Shojin, because sword is also, you know, it's BT for Rengar, it's, you know, Shojin for Varus, it's, you know, Sterax or Edge of Night for Rengar, which are a little bit worse, but definitely still buildable on him. So yeah, you can kind of play whatever on this guy. So yeah. We rotate into the Seraphine player who, I mean, decent board, but not level 4 yet. So I think we should be fine against them as well. Yep, we do win that fight. So, I mean, we're on our way to a potential 5 streak here. Only downside is obviously we haven't seen a single Rengar, a single Jinx, anything yet. But, I mean, we're actually... I mean, Soju has done a really good job this game of just playing strongest board and just playing good TFT into his line, you know, not playing necessarily any kind of like super weird, you know, just like full open and play this comp. Like he's actually just, you know, playing strongest board, slam the Titan's Resolve onto Jax. This is something that actually Pakigam talked about. Paki was like a big, you know, Executioners believer on the original like patch. And he said, you know, like Executioners are really good from openers like this, where you just have, and remember, this is our shop auto refreshing from our augment here. Oh, and Nico is really nice. I don't know why he's holding all this other stuff. I would definitely not do that, just because I'm like afraid that it's going to break my brain here. But I mean, Soju, he's an APM god. He's got enough time to pick up all this stuff. I don't know why he's holding some of these, like he's holding on to Cyphers here for the, I mean, for the open stage 2, oh, for the open stage 3, oh wait, this is kind of sick here. Wait, this is really sick. So we win out stage 2, and we say, okay, you know what, stage 3, we got a lot of HP. we can pick up these Cipher units. We can play Cipher, throw Rengar on the board, and just play Cipher all of stage 3 and get the cash out end of the stage. That's why he's holding the Cipher units. I mean, I've seen people do this before, Cipher into Rengar, just because you get so many more resources. And I mean, we now have the HP to work with. So yeah, all of these look pretty bad. Radiant Refactor, definitely don't want to take those. Forward thinking mentorship, probably not. It's going to cash us out too late. So yeah, we just have to take the Radiant Refactor here. We do get the Hodge onto Rengar, and then we're going to make the Blessed Bloodthirster onto him. I'm down to a quick stats check here, actually, because I'm not sure. I guess Soju knows that. We go Rengar, star level 3, item count 3 items, Radiante. Yep, Blessed BT looks the best. BT, and then Hodge, and then Titans is the worst. And then do not go Brink of Dawn on Rengar. Today I learned Brink of Dawn, Rengar, not it whatsoever. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I mean, the other units that we're holding on to, we're still holding on to the Nico. I mean, you played that in the previous version of Rengar. It's actually nice that we picked that up because Nico's one of the units when I play this comp that I'm actually kind of afraid that is going to get like contested, that people are just going to yoink a bunch of the Nikos, because like the difference between your frontline with a Nico 2 and without a Nico 2 is really big. So if you're in a lobby where there's less people playing around this like Street Demon setup where they're going to be taking your Nikos, like feels really good. You also see he has team planted out the Jinx there. This is the dominant version of the comp now. It's not like it's like he high roll Jinx and he plays it. It's like legit, like this is just the version of the comp. He is, I guess, praying for 175. I mean, if he could get there and get the dupes, I mean, he would be very, very pleased. And I mean, he's on pace to actually get there, so maybe he can actually. I wonder if there's ever like, that's probably better than some of the higher outcomes. Like if there was ever a situation where maybe he hits like too much on the Cipher cash out and then like he plays like for a win or something. But I mean, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. There is Vex with Bow here. I'm kind of interested if he does. He looks like he really wants it. I mean, there's Shojin here. There's, I mean, potential like guard breaker for stuff like Varus. I mean, we do also have, I mean, at this point, it's kind of interesting. Jinx itemization, like we're looking at itemizing Jinx as the secondary carry. Shojin is fantastic onto Jinx. It's kind of funny. She's slightly similar itemization. Yeah, let's actually pull up. We have the Rengar here, and so let's throw in the Jinx as well. Jinx star level 3, and then look at some kind of like Jinx builds here. Just kind of talk through, because yeah, in my experience, Shojin is very, very nice on her just to get her casting. Obviously, Executioner +1 fantastic on her. She can hold the LW as well, which is really nice. The IE really good on her. So yeah, Shojin IE LW seems like a really easy, straightforward build to go for. And then you can also just throw kind of whatever random damage items that you have on her, just like AD items. Guard breaker looks solid onto her, especially when you get Executioners +1. So yeah, cool setup. You can throw anti-heal onto her as well. I mean, in some ways, she's kind of like the Varus that Varus doesn't want you to worry about. Like Varus was cool, but the problem with Varus is that he's AP, which means he can't hold Last Whisper. So you'd often, playing Executioners, end up in this really awkward spot where you'd have to slam Last Whisper, and you'd either throw that onto Varus or you'd have to throw it onto a pretty weak Graves. And now actually you end up in the situation where like you can make Last Whisper onto your Varus, who is now Jinx, and play for that. Like it's actually really sick. Yeah, Soju is thinking about this. He's kind of like, I would rather get all of these dupes here. So he does actually tech down to 3 Cipher here, trying to hit that 175 stack cash out and not anything more than that. That is actually crazy. But I mean, we goes to 198. I mean, yeah, the 200 is the next. So I mean, yeah, wait, let's pull up the full Cipher loot table, because I think this is actually, like, he was looking at it, but this is actually a really cool idea from Soju. Yeah, so up here. So yeah, I mean, he's essentially saying the 2 champion dupes is like by far the best outcome that we could get here. TG's not bad. A bunch of 3 costs is not bad either. And we really don't want a bunch of 4 costs in gold. The double components is not bad here. The item plus Reforger is like okay as well. But yeah, I mean, when you're playing reroll from this spot, you actually prefer the 175 stack cash out to the 200 stack cash out. So he teched down out of Cipher for the reroll. I mean, and he hits it. Oh my god. I mean, is this Soju guy just the greatest of all time? That was straight up genius mode. Like, how many people would actually do this? Tech down out of Cipher. Had he not tech down out of Cipher, he would have hit 200 stack cash out, and he wouldn't have cashed this out. That was actually straight up genius mode from Soju, and I mean, that's beautiful. And now he can roll down, full pivot into the actual board itself here. Yeah, get out of these other units. We are going to play Executioner, some Street Demon units. We're still looking for, we get the Brandon here. So yeah, now we have like kind of the default version of the board where we're playing for 5 Street Demon and 3 Executioner. It's, yeah, I mean, you can't get 7 Executioner or 7 Street Demon until level 7, and even if you can, you definitely want to fit Execution onto the board. So like this setup is pretty good. And then eventually, like, our dream will be to actually cut. You can either go up to 5 Executioner or drop down to 2 Executioner and then play. It's either 7 Street Demon or 5 Executioner is kind of like the cap for this board. But all right, last augment here. I mean, I don't know if we even really need max cap. Sure, the spotlight's too awkward to take here. Final Ascension's pretty bad. Okay, we are going to take max cap here. I mean, we have a lot of gold. I mean, really, I think we take this just because our other options were not amazing. I mean, the big upside is this is going to allow us to hit all of our units, you know, potentially as soon as like now. We hit the Nico 2, which is big here. We're getting close to other stuff. We find Brand 2 here. Yeah, getting close to Rengar here. Gonna obviously cut the Graves here. The better Executioner is the Vex here. And so, yeah, okay. And he actually throws the Graves back in there, interestingly. Yeah, he drops, he plays the, yeah, I mean, he's just playing 4 Executioner, duh, yeah, okay. So we still haven't hit everything yet. Our board looking pretty good, though. We did move our items over to Varus, and we're not playing for, like, the full Jinx carry. Okay, now that I'm watching more of this spot, I wonder if I am going to put Jinx in the thumbnail. Because low-key, I don't know, I should put, like, one of the Cipher units in the thumbnail. I mean, we'll see. That's kind of like, I mean, just goes to, look, you're getting a little peek behind the curtain, and you're getting to see my process here. All right, this is actually an interesting call from Soju. He says, you know what? The Rengar is so important. I am actually going to dupe this Rengar here and then hold this other dupe because I'm on a 2 streak here. Winning fights with max cap is really, really important because we are max cap. We are going to cap lower than all of these other boards. So we need to actually like win these fights. He does lose a pretty like convincing fight against this Exotech player with the binary Exotech here. I mean, pretty scary. They have the Holobow as well. They don't actually have it on the scariest unit here. But I mean, yeah, you can live with it, I guess. Go for the spat here, looking for, yeah, I mean, the idea is, like I talked about, and like we showed, like got Exotech on the mind. Executioners here. Executioners +1 is fantastic. The only downside is we don't have the glove here, so we'll see if we get there. And this is, remember, this is also the other part that we talked about is that, yeah, you can drop down to 2 Executioner, play 7 Street Demon, and this is kind of like one of the ways that you can cap out this board. One of the best ways to cap out this board, I would say, is just play 7 Executioner or 7 Street Demon, 2 Executioner, and then, you know, you're getting all these Street Demon stats onto the Rengar. It's also just like, you know, the difference going up higher in Executioners really doesn't do an insane amount for you. So yeah, only downside to Mr. Soji's spot here is we are 28 HP. We're getting kind of low. There is also the possibility of going a Street Demon spat, and then you can go Street Demon onto the Varus. I think it's probably better just get the Executioner spat. Getting Executioner onto Jinx, I think, is going to be bigger than Street Demon onto Varus, especially now that we've moved these items over to Jinx. The second we hit the Jinx 3, he says, okay, I'm going to move the Morello and the Shojin over to her. It's kind of cool that, like, once again, these units are actually pretty similar. You use the Shojin, you use the anti-heal. Another loss there. It's looking a little scary for Soju. I mean, this lobby with double Prismatic is capping very high. He needs to find the Executioner +1, and he really needs to find this Varus 3. He does have the free refreshes, at least from his shopping spree, or no, glitched shop here. He's really hoping to find one Varus. I mean, he just needs the one here. He's got the other duplicator. Is he going to, I think you do definitely reforge these. Yep, because you do need to find the Executioner +1. Yeah, he kind of has to roll here. Finally picks up the Executioner, the Varus there, finds, he puts the Executioner emblem onto Brand, surprisingly enough. I think that is just straight up a mistake here. Gonna move these items over to Varus here, gonna make the Nashers here, and then make a red, wow, he's gonna put red buff onto Brand. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just worse than putting items onto the Jinx 3. I mean, we made Jinx 3, we might as well put these items onto her. I was also thinking if maybe we were nons on her, but we do need the red buff, so getting the heal cut down is important. I mean, his idea must be, we'll see if he moves. I mean, he can't actually move until the end of this stage now. But his idea must actually be in this spot that he would rather have the ability for the Brand to spread the red buff. It's an interesting idea, but okay, yeah, he is just gonna move them over at this point. Yeah, he only needs the one the remover. He doesn't need to swap items at all. So yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, I think this makes a lot more sense just because, I mean, it's a 3-star 3 cost, generally gonna be better than a 2-star 4 cost. And this is where our spot. We also teched, like we were talking about, this is the kind of like the 2 ways you can cap out the 7 Street Demon or the 5 Executioners. He, at this spot, is offered 5 Executioners, and I do think you take, if it's, you know, 7 Street Demon versus playing 4 Executioners, you can go 5 and 4. You always would play the 7 Street Demon. But when you are in the situation where you can actually play for the 5 Executioner, I mean, you play it. The 5 Executioner is almost like a chase trade. It does give you guys, the Executioners on your board, the extra damage reduction, which is really, really nice, especially onto someone like Rengar, obviously. And so, yeah, that is what you play for. This fight is pretty scary. Oh, Rengar, please be smart. Oh my god, he's a genius, actually. And yeah, this is the power 5 Executioner. You can see, look at that. Jinx, 2 items there actually out damaged the Varus there. We're really looking for, oh, another Executioner +1. Is this actually good? We'd really, I mean, the other thing is there wasn't much in terms of a Jinx item. He could have taken QSS Jinx, but this doesn't actually do that much for you, right? Because you need one more slot. Yeah, he's just gonna play random Senna on this board for now. I mean, you get to Executioner the brand, which is kind of chill. Like, low key, I wonder if this was actually better than just going for the Quicksilver, because like you're never gonna push level 8. Like, this would be nice for pushing 8 and then you can play 7 Street Demon, but you can't push level 8 because we're max cap. So I mean, it's at least, I mean, Brand dealt 1500 damage there. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's pretty close to nothing, so not amazing. And hey, I mean, the big upside is that give us one more round, we're gonna have our Jinx item, and then we will be super max cap here. We'll be able to play for everything. So maybe we'll yeah, I mean, this is fine. All right, 17 HP here. You can see the power once we hit the Jinx 3, once we got the 5 Executioner did huge work, but really, I mean, it's just hitting his other 3 stars. I feel like this Jinx 3, I mean, you can see why people have pivoted over to this version playing around the Jinx, because Jinx, I mean, you can easily roll her with Rengar. She's a 3 cost, and like the work that she's doing in these fights, 8,000. I mean, she's out damaging the Varus every single fight, and she's only 2 items. Okay, maybe we're back to putting Jinx in the thumbnail. Oh, it's actually kind of difficult, man. I mean, who will I use for the thumbnail? I guess find out when this video is already out, because you guys will obviously know what's in the thumbnail, but I gotta figure it out. It's probably still Jinx. I mean, it's a fun unit to put in the thumbnail, but I want to highlight the Cipher thing. Well, we'll see. In any case, Jinx item is what we're looking for here. I mean, we're just rolling because there's nothing else really to do. I don't really know what we're rolling for, honestly. I guess just like Vex 2, Guardbreaker, fantastic. Remember, we were looking at the stats. Guardbreaker, amazing when you have Executioner +1 onto the Jinx. Like this is pretty close to Biss onto Jinx, I would say. It is kind of awkward that we have this this red buff Morello situation going. It definitely was Renan's. Okay, yeah, we already had the Morello, so why did we go red buff Morello? Okay, I like to defer to the player's expertise in a spot and just say like, yeah, they probably played it right, but I mean, building the red buff and with the Morello, I don't think was it. But yeah, okay. In any case, the other thing is we don't have any armor shred on this board. Kind of tragic, but I mean, we'd really love like a last whisper onto Jinx, but we just never really got there. Hopefully we can win this fight, by the way. This lobby is insanely close here. This is the really strong Exotech guy that we lost to before. Let's see if our board can do it versus him. Our Jinx actually in a really good spot to not get blown up, and the Rengar doing a lot of work there. That's got to lock in a top 4, probably a top 3 here, maybe a top 2 if like the clone was fighting somebody and then killed them, but no. Okay, top 3 locked in for Soju here. Still 1 HP, rolling it down, just trying to find Vex too, because I mean, what else are you gonna do? We're max cap, not like we can push 8 or anything like that, and cannot find it here, so we have to rotate into this pretty interesting, the anger issues, anger issues Vayne with a Radiant Quinsu. I mean, this spot actually looks pretty gross from this guy as well. I copy Keen, so we'll see if we can beat it. Oh my god, our Rengar got stunned for so long there. Our Jinx is doing work, our Varus is doing work. Oh my god, we pick up the dub there. Top 2 locked in on Carousel here. There's a last whisper if we want it. Yep. Oh, actually, we don't go for it. Interesting. You grab this? Why no less whisper here? Am I crazy? I mean, we do this, which is a kind of a fun way to cap out the board. I do kind of, like, I'm not blind, right? We never had armor shred. Like, I feel like it would be nice to just go last whisper, move the red buff over to the brand here, and then have some armor shred. Maybe he thinks we don't need armor shred versus this board, but I kind of feel like we do. They have a pretty tanky front line. But all right, well, this is Soju's plan, and let's see if it works out. The Edge of Night is dead immediately, and the Rengar is dead immediately, and it's an 8th. I mean, still a very solid top 2 from Soju, and really showing off the power of this comp. And I thought his play with the Cipher, like, capping his Cipher cash out lower was like actually genius. So yeah, a really beautiful game showcasing this comp and just some really nice play from Soju. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch, my Metafy, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks as always for watching.